Howdy, Festus. Big Stripes and I are here for that exhaust manifold. You gonna give it up easily?
You already plumb took my shoes, my boots. Hey, what else do you want from me? That's right, Big Stripes. You hold him down. We're gonna get the exhaust manifold.
A 3561.
So this is it.
Same deal.
Yeah, and this one's got the stack and the manifold's not rusted off. You can see up in there. Sticky.
There. Now.
Maybe we don't take the whole manifold. Maybe we just take this. This somebody already welded on there.
Yeah. It's pretty ugly looking, and ours is in better shape actually.
Yeah. I mean, we could use this pipe. What if we just cut off a piece of pipe off of here?
Yeah, I don't think we want to take the whole manifold, because this flange is in way worse shape than ours.
Oh yeah.
It's already missing 2 bolts. I think the best thing is just get the torch out here and knock these off.
Well, just cut a piece of pipe out of this. We just need the pipe.
Yeah, but you know what? This pipe, I checked it, it's all out of round.
Hmm.
And look up here, it's somebody just put a scrap piece on.
Well, you know, we're about to do the same thing.
This one's a little too far gone for us, so we're not gonna use it.
We were just looking at the differences on this 5T to our 4G. The fuel pressure gauge, they ran it up here into the dash where the operator sets. Thermostat that opens up to let the overflow out, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
And we were looking at the fuel line system we just put on our D4 in the shop, and it's different too.
A lot of different stuff on this 5T.
It's got an entirely different throttle and governor control system as well.
Yeah, completely.
All right, Festus, you won this one, but we'll be back.
Yeah, you stay out of here, you Durgun rascals. Marshall and I'll be ready for you when you come back. Well, how's Carl look?
It's missing a bolt back here even.
Yeah.
It's so pitted and rusted, I can't even read the part number.
This has been redone too?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to look for a piece of pipe. But you know what? We ought to maybe measure whatever. It's like one of those dolls. Whatever thickness this is.
290.
Is it 290?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, we'll have to get some pipe and make one, I guess.
Guess we're back to the old drawing board.
I don't know. Maybe we're overthinking this. It's 3-inch. This is a stack off of the backhoe, and it broke right above where it mounts onto the flange for the exhaust.
43, 44 inches long.
Yeah, it was tall.
I'd say on 4G we only need something about, I'd say maybe to here.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the one on 7J over here is. 7U.
Who knew something as little as the exhaust pipe would be so complicated? And I've never had trouble finding a piece of pipe around here. I've checked with my neighbors, I've checked with everybody, and I don't really have anything that fits or works just right. Made a quick trip to town. I think we got what we needed. Exactly what we needed. And plenty of height. We probably should have done this to begin with.
There, I got this made.
Dad's squaring up the part that we're going to weld onto here, this pipe right here. And we made this one about 8 inches long. Next, I'm going to grind off the remnants of this stack that was on here. I just squared this up on the belt sander. I got to do a little bit more work on here. I noticed something in here, and this pipe that was welded in this flange to begin with is exactly this same size stuff. So I might see if I can maybe chisel this out of here and put that pipe in there. That'll definitely keep it nice and straight for me. Cut it with the die grinder a little bit. We're going to try and knock what's left of that pipe out of there. There it goes.
Yeah.
Look at that. We got all that out. So this pipe should fit right in there. We might have to taper that a little bit. Yeah, It'll fit nice and tight.
Should be 30 overall, including the bell.
Okay.
Let's see. Yep, right on.
Yeah, and this is our stack. So this is flared on the bottom to fit on this stem. And we're going to put a couple of slits in here so that we can clamp it down with a clamp. Perfect. Now I can put it in there and square it up. I'll tack it, square it up and level it. We'll be good to go. I just took my pneumatic chisel and hammered on that plate on the other side to shake this thing and shake any loose rust loose. I've blown it out. I think we're okay now. Now we're going to set that pipe on there, square it, and I'll tack it on.
We're probably being a little more tedious with this than we really need to.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to get it any better.
Doesn't look too bad. Now you've probably been noticing this stud that we broke off here and wondering what I'm gonna do with that. Well, I have a plan. I'm actually just going to set this nut on top of there and fill it up with weld in the middle. I'm not gonna try and take that stud out of there. So that you find that this is off, what are we gonna do about it now?
Well,
I mean,
I'll make you cut it off and redo it.
And yeah, your tape measure's so accurate.
Well, I know it's not perfectly accurate, but
well, what are we? All right, did it pass? Are we pass or fail here?
I think it'll be okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's pretty darn close.
I know what I'm doing. Call me.
Are you sure?
I think we're okay. And, you know, the weld's not great. I'd give it a 5.5 out of 10, maybe. And that'll hold just fine. And you know what?
As long as you guys don't say anything to anybody, nobody's going to know. Mr. Perfectionist is getting the weld screws off of the exhaust pipe. We're going to degrease the exhaust pipe that goes all the way up and this manifold, and then I'm going to paint it with this high heat paint. And this is a ceramic coating Rust-Oleum paint. It's good to 2,000 degrees, which would be a very, very bad day for Lil Lefty. Well, we'll be covered if I ever decide to turbocharge it. Dad's roughing it up a little bit so the paint will stick. We're going to do this with the exhaust pipe too.
Better to do 2 coats than have it run.
Dad's giving me painting advice. He's going to let me paint this though. There might be some cat purists out here that are probably going to say, I should have painted this silver. That's it. Just wanted to mention that. One thing I just noticed as I was painting this that I think I'm going to want to address is there's a little 16th inch hole right there, and right there. My guess is that those are weep holes to let a little bit of moisture come out. I'm sure they got carboned up quite a bit and plugged up, but I think I'll take a 16th inch drill bit and see if I can drill those out when we get done in here.
We got advice from the muffler shop for our clamp here. We're going to make 4 relief cuts in here, kind of in an X pattern, and we don't want to come up past the width of our clamp, which is what, 1 inch?
It was 1 1/4, but I'm doing 1.1 inches. I'm coming up.
That Sawzall tears right through this. That looks pretty good. Now we'll sand this all down so it'll take paint. Turns out I was right. Those most definitely are little weep holes. And I just drilled them out with a 16th inch bit.
I don't want to get too big because I don't want soot and things getting all over the engine.
I got the stack out here. I'm gonna give it a coat of black too, and we'll let them dry. We'll put them on tomorrow.
We'll see you two in the morning. Good morning, Mr. Exhaust Manifold. I'm gonna get my die grinder over here and clean off these mating surfaces so we can put it on the head. Get the tape off of here. Perfect. Now let's get the studs in. Got the studs in. Let's snug them down. Studs are all tightened down. Let's get our gaskets and we can put the manifolds on. These are the gaskets. They're a 2F4588 and CTP. Costex Tractor Parts still has them. Oh yeah, there we go. Got them on there. And I did want to note that a lot of these parts that I buy from aftermarket vendors on eBay, some of them are actual Caterpillar parts stamped with cat markings. I was going to show you what Cleaner's working on over here. He's getting these bolts ready. Now these are to hold on the rollers. He's getting those cleaned up. And they're also to hold on the track guards underneath the track frames. But I came over here for you. Come here, you. Come here. I'm going to put all the nuts on here, and then I'm going to torque them to 35. Got everything torqued. I'm going to have to re-torque, especially this exhaust manifold, after we've run it, probably when we re-torque the head. And of course, I worked from the center outward. Let's get the intake manifold on here next.
You guess it. I'm going to torque these to 35. Ha! Surprised you there. Let's get the air cleaner on.
Looks like we're going to need a gasket.
Cleaner!
Just a little pin.
Yeah, and then there's a cotter pin in the bottom.
Okay, and that holds the straps that go on around here. Okay.
Right, so there's those.
Looks like we need another gasket for up here.
Cleaner?
There's what they call a lining, and that goes underneath this strap up next to the air cleaner box. And then the gasket I was just talking about is the one up here.
This one goes around the back here.
Yeah.
Like this.
And then there's that gasket it was like a fiber, almost like a belt pulley belt that went around on the inside, but we're going to make something for it.
The stuff, when we took it apart, it was pretty dilapidated. I'm going to go out here and look at Festus and see what it looks like.
See, this one's got a little bit of it left up in here.
Yeah, it's kind of a cloth. It's only about 1/16 of an inch thick.
Yeah.
See, here's what piece back here, too. See it?
Oh, yeah.
We were all fixing to paint today, but it's a little too windy, and it's actually only about 68 degrees. It's very pleasant.
It's a lot too windy.
Yeah, a lot too windy.
I've got some self-adhesive weather strip, and I'm just going to cut it in links, and I'll double it up on here.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I need to put some cotter pins in here real quick. And these aren't just any cotter keys. These are genuine cat cotter keys. And remember, genuine cat parts give genuine cat reliability. These are really long 1/4-inch bolts that go in the bottom here. I'm going to go ahead and stick those in so I can have them hold my gasket that the cleaner so kindly made. Got 2 itty-bitty ones that go in the top here. And I'll snug all those up.
There we go. Genuine cat parts. Genuine reliability. And this was a fine thread when it came off. And that just draws up until that flange kind of bottoms out. And you really don't need to over tighten it anymore. It's just going to bend things.
Well, there you have it. We got the exhaust manifold repaired and the intake manifold installed, and we're ready to move on. I do want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Did we rob Festus again?
It's kind of looking that way.
It is.
What do you think, Big Stripes? Yeah.
Now,
Dad and I think take it off of there, wire brush it, and put some black paint on it and use it. Do we agree? The stack's bent, very Festus. The bullet hole's cool though. We're gonna find a different stack.
we don't want a bullet hole in 4G.
No, not 4G. Maybe 5T. It'll be OD green. That'll be kind of more fitting.
And I'll make some, it can just be just something that will hold it tight to keep water from, oh yes, I know. Yeah, I know you want to jump on me. I'm not going to let you.
Dad's scared of big stripes. Got to do a little bit more work on here because, well, it's hard to get in there without nicking those nuts. Boy, that's not right either.
Call them a burr. Grandpa always called them a burr.
I just squared this up on the belt sander, and
I got to do a little bit more work on this flange because it's hard to get in there without hitting the burr and doing any damage, especially these brass ones. What are you doing down there, cleaner?
Ah, I got some grease from somewhere. That's why you got to keep the floor clean.